Good evening, everyone. Let me say great evening, everyone. Great evening. If you can't get there, stay with this. It's an honor to have you in this space tonight. This is Freedom Live number 2. I've done a number of video series with Free Will Dream, and this is my third launch of a video series that I'm going to run weekly. This one's going to be weekly. It's going to run over a series of weeks. And first of all, let me just say, hello! It's an honor to have you in here right now. I launched about a minute or two early. It's 8:29. Give it a couple minutes. Let's warm up together. If you're watching this, maybe you want to move, stand up, maybe you want to sit, do whatever makes you feel comfortable. It's fine with me. I just want to honor you for being here tonight, for caring. I always say, talk about things that matter to people who actually care. And I want to make it my responsibility to bring up things that matter, hopefully matter to you. There's two things that I've realized on this journey of mine that's been continuing. And man, I've been knocked around and beat up a little bit. And that continues. But you know, it's always about showing up no matter what. And it's cliche, but when you're in the moment, right? If you're listening to this right now and you're in the moment, you're getting beat up, you're getting knocked down, it's easy for somebody to say, just get back up. But you may not feel that. You may not feel that get up and go. But I do know this, that people want. It's obvious, it's basic. There's a want in each and every one of us. We all want something. It's universal truth. It's in our DNA. We want something. We want to be in a relationship. We want to get out of a relationship, maybe. We want that next promotion. We want to start that business. We want to lose weight. Maybe we want to gain weight. That's not for most people, but maybe you want to gain weight, put some muscle on. Everybody wants at some level, and that's universal. But what I found is that two things. One is that people's philosophy doesn't line up to what they want. They don't have an effective philosophy because they're not free. There's stuff in here. Man, I'll tell you, it took, my Italian aunt used to say to me, and I don't know if this is Italian, for you Italian people out there, maybe Concetta, I know you're Italian. Gappadupa. And I asked her, what does that mean? And she said, it means thick-headed, right? I was thick-headed. It took me a while to get in here, to get through, to get the message through. But the philosophy to learn is open. It's got to be an open space. We can learn something from everybody. And the next thing is most people are not in an environment that's conducive to what they want. We go to work. We got to make money, right? We got to make the money to pay the bills. Research says most people don't like they don't love what they do, and most of them don't like what they do, and they're plotting their escape. But we got to make money, right? We got to go to work, but we don't necessarily like the people that we're hanging out with. Most people don't like the people at their job. They may like a couple here and there, but they don't like it. They're not happy. They're not fulfilled. You don't need to stay there. Maybe you made a decision to do a career 20 years ago, 10 years ago, and you realize, this isn't for me anymore. Doesn't mean you got to quit, but what it means is that can you carve out space for you? Can you carve out some time to open up to something new? And so what I've created here, this is Free Will Dreams Freedom Live video number 2. And we're just warming up, and I'm still dealing with the technical stuff. You'll have to bear with me. I'm a one-man show right now I'm not a one-man show. I got some ladies in here that are helping me. What's up, Jenna? Hello, Concetta. And we got some more people jumping on, hopefully. But as we warm up, I just want you to think about you, and I want to think about where you are. Number one, how do you feel right now? Where's your emotional scale? Where are you right now? can you feel a little bit better than you feel right now? I'm not blind to the fact that everybody who clicks on here is at a different space. You're at a different emotional level. It could be based on what's going on. Maybe you had a bad day. So the first and foremost, I just want to maybe raise you up a notch. If I can't get you to feel great, maybe I can get you to feel pissed off about something, right? Because maybe you feel like you're depressed. To me, anger is a little bit better because you can take that anger and then you can turn it into a charge, maybe to do something, to get yourself to take action. But just be open to feel a little bit better. And so let me just roll out a couple things before I get into the meat of this thing tonight. Number one, this is the theme here is get free, stay present, move forward with your life, your business, and your relationships, and create more meaning and purpose than ever before. And I've been saying this, and I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe more meaning and purpose than ever before. And this isn't for you spiritual people out there. This is not to replace your spirituality, but it might just be a kick to get you to go deeper into your spirituality, to get you to take more action, to get you to do more. This is about your aspirations. And you may say, well, that's selfish. I got a family and I got children. Here's what I know. You can't pour out unless you're pouring in. And this is my challenge too. And people ask me about my energy level, and maybe I'll get into that. Like, how do you keep doing this? How do you have so much energy to do this? More meaning and purpose than ever before. When you're on purpose, you don't need to force yourself into action. You might need to do it a little bit. When you are on purpose, you have to you get into a state of flow, not force. See, force is what you do on the job. Flow is what you do in your mission, passion, purpose. Big distinction there. So doesn't mean you got to quit your job. Is that not what this is about? But this is about opening up to a new decision. Some of y'all, and I know for me, in my story, if you listen to my story, I made a decision when I was 5 years old. I made a decision as a 5-year-old, okay? And this is going a little bit deep, but it's fine. I made a decision as a 5-year-old based on my family's situation that something was messed up in me. And it took me a long time to realize that was bullshit. That leads me to my disclosure, my disclaimer. This is going to be uploaded to YouTube. So I need you to give me a thumbs up if you're okay if I mention your name, if you comment. I need you to give me a thumbs up if you're okay if I mention your first name, not your full name, but your first name. If you comment, I'm going to call out some comments because on these videos, I get some great comments. Things that I could never think of. You guys share. You guys know. There's no expert. Listen, nobody has it figured out, right? Nobody has it completely figured out. Some people are just more courageous than others or more on purpose than others. They're more willing to take action. So thumbs up. Okay, I got some thumbs up. Tara, thank you so much. Jenna, thank you so much. Give me a thumbs up if you're okay if I mention you by first name, especially if you make a great comment, because this is going to get uploaded to YouTube and this is going to be shared with the world. So if you are okay with me mentioning your first name, give me a thumbs up. If you're not, that's okay. You can still comment, and I'll draw your comment. I'll say your comment, but I won't mention your name because I don't want to call you out because it is going to go on YouTube. We're on Facebook right now. So, how are you tonight? Don't be afraid to say how you are. Come as you are. If you're pissed off, say I'm pissed off, but I'm glad I'm here. You annoy me. But just say how you're doing tonight, what's on your mind. I want to honor you for clicking on here. Okay? That's most important to me because there's so many things you could be doing right now. You could be spending your time doing so many different things, and you took the time to click on this live video. So I honor you, and I'm going to do my best to give you something tonight. And even if I have to get a little crazy, you okay with that? But here's the thing. Get free, stay present, move forward with your life, your business, and your relationship, and create more meaning and purpose than ever before. That's my outcome. So now I'm in the beginning phrases. This is number 2, video number 2, and we're working on the get free part. So I've been bringing up these different themes, how to get free. Like, what can we get free from? This is not a flip a switch and you're done. We know that. There's no switch that you can flip that's going to make it all fixed. This journey is continuing. It's continuing for me. It's continuing for you. This thing is ongoing, dynamic, day by day. Sometimes it's moment by moment. Sometimes the battle for some people, and some people don't know that everybody's fighting a silent battle that you don't know about. So have grace. But sometimes it's a moment by moment situation, man. You got to fight through. You got to make a decision in this moment. You got to get through, and then you got to get through to the next moment, whatever it takes to do it. We do it, and we press on, and we do whatever we have to get through. So let me just jump in here. If you're just joining me, put a thumbs up if you're okay if I mention your name on this video. First name only. It's going to get uploaded to YouTube. If you're not, you can still comment. I'll say your comment, but I won't mention your first name. Shh. Nobody has to know you clicked on here, right? I won't tell anybody. We won't tell anybody. For those of you that are watching and you never click on or you never comment, it's cool. You're safe. You're safe here, but we're going to jump into it. What is the thing that we need to get free from? That all of us at some level need to get free from. And that would lead me right into my 90-10 concept that I developed in myself when I was going through a really tough time. And I'll tell the story, and then I'll tell how people would call me and they would bring this monster, this insidious monster of captivity, I'll call it. Do you have an insidious monster of captivity that's holding you back? Do you? Come on, fess up. I know you do. We all have something that's maybe stuck in our craw. But here's the deal. This thing would come up time and time again. And here's what it is. I'm going to jump right in here. How we doing on time? Blame. Blame. There's people that are going to... Well, there's a lot of them. I'm talking about blame tonight. Okay, so you're insidious... Your insidious monster of captivity that we're going to slay throughout the series of these videos is, you're saying, fear, insecurity. Certainly these are monsters for us, right? It's monsters. But if you heard my video earlier, right, what is it? I don't know what the number is, but I'm going to just get close here. 80% of the things that we worry about never happen. A courageous man dies one time, a coward dies 1,000 deaths, worrying about what could happen, insecure, fear, false evidence appearing real, forget everything and run, or fess up, face it, accept responsibility. But the thing that I'm talking about tonight, and thank you, by the way, for your comments. Thank you, Conchetta, for that. There's some people that have been with me from the very beginning, and I'm going to do a special episode for you at one point. And let me just pause for a minute before I get back into the content. I'm going to have special guests on here too, by the way. I got 3 guests lined up over the next few weeks. So you want to stay with this. I promise you. This is going to go beyond Austin, okay? If you don't like me, or you don't like my message, or you don't like my hair, or you don't like the way my delivery is, that's okay. I'm going to bring in people that are going to get to you, because I'm going to get you one way or the other. I'm going to get through. But blame. This was a tough one. Blame. We've all been wronged. It could go back to your childhood. It could go back to a bad past relationship. We've all been wronged. And blame is this insidious thing because it's so in front of us. The person did it. They did it. The person's not doing it. They're doing it. They're not doing it. They're showing up for me. They're not showing up for me. They screwed up. You let me down. You don't understand. I would have been successful. That guy stole all my money. He was a partner. He took my stuff. He went away. Blame. So I started thinking about this. Blame. Because I felt it. I was blaming. And believe it or not, and I think this is true for everybody. Throughout the course of your day, it's so easy. People let us down all the time. We let people down all the time. We don't realize it, but we do. And it's very easy to project. And Tara is saying blame is a projection of guilt or injury. Let's play with that one for a second. Blame is a projection of guilt or injury. Boy, that's something we can elaborate on there, because that's new to me. That's an opening for me, Tara. Blame is a projection of guilt or injury. I've never heard that before. So feel free to comment more on that one. But I know for me, blame, and I started to look at the word. I said, blame. But the opening for me was this. I was in a bad relationship. I should say a relationship that went bad. Key distinction there. And when you're in a relationship, when you're at your most vulnerable state, and somebody takes your heart and cuts it, or they break your heart, they do something that you know is wrong, or that doesn't line up with a rule that you had. Blame. See, you're projecting out, but what's really happening, blame is grabbing you by the throat and pinning you up against the wall and immobilizing you. That's a little graphic. How could you say that? Because blame delves into the area that you cannot control. You may think you can control it. You could try manipulation, and you can try to move the board around, and you might get a result, but usually that result's not sustainable. It's a house of cards. It ends up falling. So I don't care what somebody did to you, and this is my key distinction. This can grab you by the throat, and it can hold you down for years. And I'm not exaggerating. Because blame is something that you were wronged, and you go back to the blame. Now, let me just disclaim this here. There's certain things, there's certain situations that people were very wronged, and they had nothing to do with it. I get it. I respect that. That's a small percentage. The large percentage of things, and I'm going to go into the concept, the 90-10 concept. This is my concept. And this helped me get free. This helped me get free. What I'm going to share with you right now helped me get free. Number one, it's taking full responsibility. But let me give you this little way to view it. And I know, Jenna, you've heard me say this. I know there's some people on here that maybe have heard me say this. If you're in a situation and somebody wronged you, right? Two people in a relationship, right? If the other person is 90% wrong, they're 90% to blame. Heck, make it 99%. But if the other person, let's just say this is the 90-10. Let me keep the concept 90-10. The other person's 90% wrong, and you know it. You know they're wrong. You knew it. They screwed you over, man. They did it. They did it to you. They're 90% wrong. Here's the difference. You take the 10% that you're wrong, and you own it. And you don't focus on their 90%. You take full responsibility for your part. This, my friends, is liberation, because I said on the earlier video, I'm more interested in getting a message that's going to move you than what you think of me. So for some of you, you need to take full responsibility. First of all, you need to take full responsibility for where your life is, number one. And hey, it's cliche. Yeah, it's cliche. I know. Well, take full responsibility, like I've never heard that before. Here's the difference. The concepts never change. Just because you learned it one time, you come back to it again and again and again. The masters take the simple and they go deeper on the things that are simple. The amateurs think they got it. They heard it. I heard this before. This is nothing new. I got this, man. I heard this before. Everything that we've learned, we go back to it again. And all I'm doing is giving you things that you already know. I'm just giving it to you in a different way. And maybe opening up something new. That's all. Just a new distinction for you to go deeper and to say, you know what, that guy's right. I've been blaming this person in my life. And because what that does, and I'll ask you, what does blame do? Let's just share it. What does blame do inside of you? And I just want to read Tara's share here. When you feel bad because someone did something to you or did something to them that your ego doesn't want to admit and atone for, there is blame. So this is very supportive in what I'm saying. When you feel bad because someone did something to you or you did something to them that your ego doesn't want to admit and atone for, there is blame. So that's powerful what Tara's sharing here. And I think it goes back in line. The key is that your ego doesn't want to admit. So if we can move into a space where you are willing to take that 10% and own it and go to that person and be like, hey, listen, I just got to apologize. Here's what I did. Detached from the outcome. Because if you're attached to the outcome, it becomes manipulation. It's such a fine line. The true power is to be able to go to that person and say, I'm sorry for your 10%. When you know that 90% is so heavy, it's there, it's pressing, it's upon you. The ego's kicking in. Your ego's kicking in, right? Put your ego down. You own yours. And you're willing to walk away and detach from the outcome. And that is where you set the stage. Not a guarantee. No guarantees. But you set the stage for the other person to open up. And you become a catalyst for change. You become a catalyst to mend relationships. It's so simple and extremely powerful. Blame. Let go of the blame. Own your part. Get free. It's time to get free. It's time to let go of the things that you've been blaming. Your life depends on it. Because there's people that have been living life in a state of blame. There's nobody to blame but you. And I don't want to use that in a negative way because I want you to love yourself. I think true power comes from when you can look at yourself in the mirror and you can look at your shortcomings with complete vulnerability and openness and not beat yourself up. And in there lies the power, because too many people are afraid to go there because they're going to beat themselves up. But if you can go there, everything can open up for you. It took me 25 years to take full responsibility, and then it took me a longer time to learn to own whatever percentage was my fault, to own it. And here's the thing. I go back to it again and again and again to remind myself to live it. To live it in those pressure cooker moments when all bets are off and you're triggered. Come on, don't you lie. I know you're triggered. You all get triggered. Then that's when you show up. That's when you step up. That's when you show up. That's when you put this thing into practice. And Jenna's saying, and I know you got this from, I think you got this. Where'd you learn this, Jenna? To know to know and not to do is not to know. To know and not to do is not to know. Because people are going to click on this video, they're going to go, I know that. I already got that. Because I did that. I used to do that. I'd be like, oh, I know that. Then I had to say, do I really know it? Am I doing it? I'm like, no, I'm not doing it, so I don't know it, right? So if you think you know it, that's the ego. Your ego goes, I know that. But where you check yourself is you go, am I doing it? And if you're not doing it, you don't know it. And you need to hear it again, and you need to hear it, whether you hear it here or somewhere else, the choice is yours. But the opportunity is there to go back to it again and to learn it again until you continually get it, go deeper. The journey never stops. I know. But we might as well enjoy it. We might as well have fun and enjoy the process. Like, put a smile on your face. Go, there I go again. Let's go. Let's get back. Let's get myself back here. And Jenna's saying, thank you for sharing and elaborating. Very interesting. To know and not to do is not to know. Accountability is objective blame. Wait, what do we got here? Accountability is objective. Blame is subjective. Right. Very good here. Very good. And I'm glad you said that, because this is why I'm doing this. I'm going to turn this into an accountability. I believe in accountability. And I believe accountability is heart-centered, right? Blame is ego-centered. And we can lead from the heart, and we can start to build. So that's what this community is. That's what I'm building here. I gotta put this service message out there for those of you that are clicking on this. This is really important. I'm going to be doing the live series on my personal page for another couple weeks. You have the opportunity to join the page, because I'm not going to do it on my personal page moving forward. I'm going to do it specifically in the event, which I have here. So the idea is to move from the Facebook page over to the personal group, because I want to create a closer knit group where we can openly share more content and information, and we can go deeper if we want to. Tonight is about freeing yourself from blame, and I just want to give Tara a shout out for sharing some amazing stuff here. And Tara, you've overcome a lot of adversity in your own life, and I want to make sure I say this right. Person with disabilities, correct? Make sure, I want you to check me on this, but you've overcome a lot, and I know the doctor told you things that were never supposed to happen. And so maybe we'll have you on here one night for an interview for one of these Wednesdays that I do. I'm going to bring some great people on here that have overcome unbelievable obstacles, because I want to remind you of what lay dormant, what may be laying dormant in you that you forgot about. And society is not our friend. I was saying this earlier. Society wants to have you fit into a mold. It's as much as money's important, but money is the economic engine that drives everything. It's the priority almost everywhere. And to create something unique and different where, people are first, that's very, very different and unique. And that's my belief. You put people first, and everything else will fall into line. And so that's what tonight is. And if you want to share something that you are looking to get free from, or just a topic in general, by all means, type it in. And we're going to continue this journey. And we're going to continue this journey. Let it unfold. Let it evolve, right? There's no switches out there. There's things we can do to fire ourselves up in the moment, but the journey continues. It's like going to the gym. It's like working out over and over and over again, and we continue to move toward our highest aspirations. What is it that you want to be, do, have, give, feel, experience? What is it that you want to be, do, have, give, feel, and or experience? The clock is ticking. The time is now to get free, stay present, move forward with your life, your business, and your relationships, and to create more meaning and purpose than ever before. The world needs you to show up. And if you don't believe me, Just look at the news and look at all the people that get the attention. See, the people in the spotlight may get the attention, but the masses is what create a movement, right? So the people in the spotlight get the attention, but it's the masses that create a movement to get free, stay present, and move forward. Everybody deserves that, right? You might have been somebody who clicked on here who made a decision 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years ago. But you have a new set of information right now. You don't have to make any changes, but you can certainly go back and reevaluate those decisions and ask yourself, are those decisions serving you today? Is there a time, is it a time for a new distinction, a new opening? It's way bigger than money. And I'm going to say this to you because this just smacked me in the face. This just, it validated me, and it just hit me like, wow. And I attended an event where Tony Robbins came in recently to Philadelphia amongst a group of a lot of people. And one of the things that Tony said was he interviewed 50 billionaires. 50. Okay? 50 billionaires with a B. And he said that only about 4 to 5 of them were fulfilled. That is scary. So I'm going to be doing another topic on achievement from scarcity and lack versus achievement from abundance. 2 different things. So for you achievers out there, make a note. I'll let you know when that's coming up. But for right now, I'm going to put on some music to close this thing out. This is Free Will Dream, Freedom Live, number 2, numero dos. I wish I knew all the languages. I would say it in all the languages, but maybe that's my call to learn a new language. And I just want you to close with this song. And I want you to just, if you got to move. And Jenna's final shares here. Money can't buy fulfillment. We know that. So what if you focused on fulfillment first and then money? Well, why wouldn't I focus? Well, because I just told you, like 50 billionaires, only 4 to 5 of them are fulfilled. It's not the money. It's not the success. It's fulfillment. It's fulfillment. It's making fulfillment a goal, pursuing it, learning how to do it. And I never know when to shut up, I know. But here's the thing. I can tell you, one of the things that is open for me is when I get out in nature, boom, I'm rich. I can't explain it. I just am learning to appreciate the simple things. And so I'll leave you with this question. 2 questions. What can you do to feel better? Number 1, what can you do to feel better? And then number 2, what's the smallest step you can take forward that would yield you the greatest positive results? What is the smallest step you can take forward that would yield you the greatest positive results? If you listen to the video tonight, maybe you need to let go of the blame. Let it go. Let's end with this song. I love you guys. God bless you. I'm going to let this song play, and we're going to close this out. Feel free to type in any final shares, and I will call them out as the music's playing, and then we will end it. And next week, I'm going to have an interview. Lucy is going to be with me. I'll give you more information about Lucy. She's writing a book. It's almost done, and it's about overcoming abuse. It's about rising up after abuse. And I'm going to be interviewing Lucy next week. So you want to definitely mark your calendar, click on the link. We're going to drop it in here. Click like, or not like, but click on the link and click you're going or you're interested so you can get reminded. And I'm going to start to usher in people. So here's the song. And let me just grab some final shares here. Love and blessings. Thank you everyone for joining. Hope to see you next week. It is success. Without money, you cannot do anything. Success without money, well, that's true. You need the money. You need the money. I just want to thank you guys for joining me tonight for Freedom Live number 2. It's time to get free, stay present, move forward with your life, your business, and your relationship. And create more purpose and meaning than ever before. So much more. So I just want to thank you guys for listening. I honor you for jumping in here. Feel free to comment after. Feel free to join me next week when we're going to be doing the interview. It's been an honor and a pleasure to be here tonight, and we will talk to you very soon. Have an outstanding night.